Portable TV, come watch with me. Here's a question for you now. Why is it that homicides in the United States are up a whopping 28% so far this year? Is it related to the pandemic? Is it related to the recession? Is it the social unrest that has impacted law enforcement agencies who, in many cases, have been told to reduce their ability to fund? Which is it? For more on this, we're joined now by Ronald Hampton. He's a former D.C. Metro police officer. Let's talk, Officer Hampton, about these numbers, if we could. It looks like rapes and robberies are down, but homicides are up all over the country. What do you think it might be that's causing this?
Well, thank you, Rick, for having me. I think it's a number of issues, and I think they're related to the environment. I don't know about the defund the police movement. It hasn't had a chance to sink in and affect, but certainly the environment. We've been in the house for 9 months. People are tired of being in the house. There's also this attitude and environment that exists in the U.S. now in terms of certain things that's going on versus the administration, the treatment of African American, other immigrant people, and other people of color. So there's an environment now that has sort of pitted communities against communities, and that atmosphere sort of exists. So you're going to see these kind of things. I mean, I think that it'll all blow over once the stress and the anxiety that's associated with the pandemic wean off. But we've seen these kind of numbers before when these kind of issues exist in our cities and neighborhoods.
Let me bring something else up. You could argue that police officers are angry, justifiably so, for being treated like, you don't matter and we're going to defund you. You could argue that many people in inner cities are angry because they feel like they've been mistreated by police officers. But there's something that may be more important. We're going through a condition, an economic condition in this country right now, where 10 million people still have not gotten their jobs back, and they're a month away from being able to lose whatever help they were promised by the government. Is it possible that these people, economically speaking, are simply more apt to commit crimes out of desperation?
I think if you're hungry, if you're homeless, if you're hungry, you are destitute, your anxiety has risen over the idea you're not knowing where you're going to be next week or the end of next month, then I think that could put you in the attitude that you need to survive. Survival is a very basic attitude of people, and a very basic instinct too. So people, but I hear and have about police officers, individual police officers leaving police departments. Now, why would you leave a job? Because they didn't get rid of you, but why would you leave a job to have no job in the middle of a pandemic and the unemployment rate going up? That just don't make sense to me. So I think they're staying there. They may not like what's going on, but the fact of the matter is that it's good for society to evaluate its institutions and agencies every once in a while. And that's what we're going through now as it relates to safety.
Yeah, and especially when you get numbers like this. And maybe we don't know the answer yet, but it's worth finding out what it is that's the variable that may be triggering these kinds of changes as far as crime statistics go. And it's always great to be able to have you on to take us through this. Thank you so much. We appreciate it, Officer Hampton. We appreciate your time.